Hey YouTube, I'm Cindy with CNC Treasures and this is my crafting channel. Welcome back. Tonight I'm going to be doing something just a little bit different. I normally resin my paintings off camera, but I resin them a couple of days after I paint them. Well, I've invested in 3 different brands of resin, only one of which is working for me for my canvases. So instead of letting the other 2 go to waste, I decided I would try to make some resin coasters. So these are the molds that you see down here for some coasters. So this will be a 2-part video, but it won't take long. I'm going to pour the first layer tonight. I'm going to let it harden overnight, come back tomorrow, put the design in and finish it up. So join me and you'll see how I make this happen. I've never done these coasters before. You've seen the coasters that I've done before, and I've done wood coasters. Give me just a second and I'm going to show you a set of those. Here we are. This is a set that I've done previously for a vendor show that I went to, and I wasn't able to sell all of my coasters, but if you can see, these are the bloom design. I made them with red, gold, purple, and I think that's a black cell activator. But you see those? This is all one set. They all come out looking a little bit different, but they all belong to the same set. So there's 4 of them. The coasters that I'm going to be doing tonight, oh, and they come in this handy dandy little holder here. But the coasters that I'm going to be doing tonight are ones that I'm going to sell in single sets, you know, that you can use at your desk at work. So you don't need a whole coaster set. You can just use one coaster. So I've mixed some resin, and hopefully I have enough for these 2 because I'm only going to fill them up halfway. I've mixed 1 part hardener and 1 part resin in these little bitty, what are these, solo shot cups, I think. But anyway, I'm going to pour that into the resin mold. It should fill it only about halfway up, and then I'll come back tomorrow, pour the other half, and put the design in it. I'm going to use these cut flowers, these dried flowers, I mean. I just picked these up at Michael's. You can order them, I think, a lot less expensive off of Amazon. But I just wanted to try them to see if I could get it to work. And if I can, then I'll order some more flowers and make some more coasters. So if you want to order a coaster or a set of coasters, either kind, you just email me at crrush. What is my email address? You know what? I'll link it in the comment section below or in the notes below because I can't think of that Gmail account. I think it's crrush@gmail.com, but I can't remember for sure. I'll put it in the notes though so that you can see it. And that's for any of my paintings also, if you're interested in purchasing any paintings that you've seen me do. Or if you'd like to commission a painting, you can also email me at that email address. Let's get started. These coasters have a little lip down on them, and so I'm not sure if I have enough resin. Hopefully I do. Okay. Yeah, I think I do have enough. I have a 3rd coaster mold. I may need to use that one. But what I'm going to do is spritz them with alcohol to make sure that I get all of the air bubbles out. I want to make sure I cover this whole surface here. There we go. Yeah, I think I have enough resin left in here. I probably better go get that last mold, but I'll do that off camera. This was just so you could see how I get these started. Now let me spritz them real quick. You can use a heat gun or a torch, but you have to be real careful so that you don't burn your mold. That's why I prefer to use the alcohol. And you see, I just did one quick little spritz and all the bubbles, you can't see them, but all the bubbles that I had in here have now disappeared because the alcohol popped them off. So I will be back tomorrow after this resin hardens, and I will show you how I plan to put these dried flowers in. And I think I'm going to add something else special in them. I haven't quite decided, but you will see that on tomorrow. So I'll be back tomorrow with part 2 of the trial of the resin coaster molds. See you then. All right, YouTube, we are back for part 2 of the resin coaster making video. I have already poured the resin on 2 of the coasters because it takes a little bit of time to put the words in and to get the flowers the way that I wanted them. So I didn't want to do all of that on camera and take up all the time. So I just have one left. I've put the name in here. Now I'm going to place the dried flowers and pour the top coat of resin. So here we go. Put this here. Hope I can get this all in here right. Okay. These flowers are definitely fragile. You have to really take your time. They're dried flowers, so to take your time and make sure you don't tear them apart. Put these in here. 2 of these are stuck together, but I'm gonna have to leave them because I believe they have resin on them. There we go. What I found was I watched a few more videos, and there's more than one way that you can put these, put the dried flower in these resin coasters. I chose to pour one layer, lay in all my artwork, and then put another layer. I watched a video that showed you can put the first layer, and when the resin gets a little tacky, then put your artwork, your dried flowers down, and that way you can make them set in that layer of resin and pour another coat on top of it. And I think I like that way better because this way, if you can see, my flowers have started to rise. So I'm going to have to babysit them until this resin gets tacky to make sure that the flowers stay down under the resin and don't dry up on top and stick up. So that's okay. I'll babysit them for a while until I can get them where I want them, just to make sure they look the way I want. But if you decide you want to do this, I would suggest that you put the dried flowers in and whatever else you're going to put in as the first layer of resin gets a little tacky. I think it just makes it a little bit easier. because I'm going to have to keep coming back to this until this resin starts to set. So let's pour this coat in. And you want to pour slow so that you don't have your dried flowers moving around as you pour the resin in. You want it to move as little as possible because you don't want to have to keep manipulating those dried flowers because they are delicate. Okay, I think that gets that to the top. Let me see. Yes. Okay, I'm going to, yesterday if you saw me, I spritzed the resin with the alcohol. However, I did have some bubbles to come up later when I came back, so I just popped the bubbles with this wooden skewer. So maybe I'll torch them this time and see if that works better. If you let your coaster sit for a while, the bubbles will start to rise to the top. I know you all can't see that in the video, but I see my bubbles already rising to the top because I poured these a little while ago. These have started to rise now too, and that's better. So I would suggest that you let them sit for a little while so that the bubbles rise, and hopefully that'll stop you from needing to come back to pop them later. Let me see. I'm so nervous with this torch with these dried flowers. I don't want to burn them. And I'll reveal when I take them out of the resin, I'll reveal the names that I put on them so you can see. I think they're gonna be pretty though. Okay. Well, that's it for step 2. I'll come back tomorrow for step 3, which is just removing the coasters out of the mold so that you can see how they turned out. So once again, thanks for stopping by. Have a good evening, and we'll be back for part 3 tomorrow. Okay, YouTube, we are back for part 3, the final part in this resin coaster series. Let's see what we have here. I'm going to demold these coasters and show you all what the names are. They are should be pretty easy to get out. There we go. This side does not want to come out. I'm not sure what I did, but I'm struggling with this one piece. Okay, there we go. And this one says Stacy. I guess that's backwards for you all, huh? Well, that says Stacy, and then those are the flowers at the bottom. This one I took out earlier just to look at because I was excited. This one is for my daughter. It says Shanae with purple flowers. And then the last one, I bet y'all can already guess who it's for. It also has yellow letters with flowers. And that name says Shauna. Shauna and Stacy are the Glendas. Those are two of my sisters. And then Shanae is my daughter. I'm real pleased with these coasters. I do have, you can't see them on camera, I don't believe, but there are some air bubbles in them. This one has more than the others, and I think my coaster, my resin mix wasn't quite mixed as well as it should have been. So I got more bubbles in that one. But I'm going to tell them that that's part of the design and just move on. They won't know. And also, YouTube, I don't want anybody to call and tell them that I made them these coasters. If they watch the video like they're supposed to do, then they will know the coasters are for them, and I'll go ahead and give them to them. So if they don't watch the video, they won't know they're supposed to get coasters, and the coasters will just be sitting at my house. So I'll let you all know how long it takes them to reach out to me about these coasters, because that tells me that's how long it took them to watch the video. I think that's fair. What do y'all think? Okay, one last step for the coasters, and that is on the back of my wooden coasters, I always put a cork back. Hold on. I put a cork back on the back of these. These are the ones I showed you all earlier. I don't want to put coaster cork backs on these because they're clear, and I think that'll take away from the beauty of the coaster. So I'm going to put these clear cabinet bumpers on the back. See? Just these little clear bumpers. I'm going to put just 2 on this one for my daughter. And then that way, the coaster doesn't sit flat on the surface. It'll stand up a little. Can you all see those? They're clear. There you go. So I'll put those on the back of all of the coasters. I'll probably just put 2 on this one and 2 on this one as well. Anyway, let me know down in the comments what you thought about the resin coaster process. Like I said, it did take me 3 days total to get through it. It's not hard. You just have to take your time. If you'd like to order coasters, or if you're interested in any of the paintings that you've seen me do, or if you'd like to commission a painting with the colors of your choice, you can email me at crrush, that's crrush50 @gmail.com. Send me an email and I will be happy to discuss sizing and prices with you on whatever it is you'd like to order. Until then, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. When the bell pops up, hit the bell so you're notified every time I upload new content. I want to thank you all once again for watching. I want you to have a blessed evening, and I will see you in my next video. Good night.